Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Technique Tuesday. My name is Ali Board, and I am broadcasting live from my studio down here in Dorset across several pages and platforms this morning. So no matter how you are watching me, thank you very much for tuning in. You're very welcome. As always, it's lovely to have you here. Now, I've had a little bit of time off the past few weeks, but I didn't want you to think that I was lying on a sun lounger somewhere. I have been busily squirreling myself away to get prepared for Dorset Art Weeks. Now, this is a short broadcast from me today, simply because it's what I would classify as a signposting broadcast. Because from next week, and I'll give you all of the information in a second, I'm going to be doing a lot of things in a lot of places for a lot of days. And so I thought this week I would just kind of rein it in a little bit, and I would share with you all the places that you're going to be able to find things. And I don't normally have a script, so apologies if I'm looking down and up all the time, but look at it. I've a lot of stuff to tell you. Now, if you are watching on Facebook, particularly if you're watching on the Alison Seaboard Facebook page, I will be able to see your comments. My apologies if you're watching via a different platform or you're watching on catch up, that I won't necessarily see your comments come in. But what I tried to do is say hello to those people who have taken the trouble to tune in live. Barbara, good morning. She's just down the road from me and saying it's very overcast in Dorset. Yeah, it is a bit grey and greasy this morning. Who else have we got? Oh, some lovely regular faces that I know. Hilary P, Rabina, Joy, Pauline, Anita. Good morning, Anita. Joe, just down the road. Patricia, who I've just been talking to. Linda P, good morning. Anne, Susie, Heather, Julie. We've got an international audience this morning. Joy and Stuart. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. My mum is in the room as well. Always lovely when your mum says good morning, beautiful to you. Thanks, Mum. Trudy is here, good morning as well, and Sandy and Kat too. Like I said, if I miss your comment coming in, I do apologise. They're coming in thick and fast. There's a lot of you tuning in this morning. Let me tell you what is coming up, what we've got ahead of us. I say we, it's the royal we. So like I said, we have Dorset Art Weeks. It starts officially on May the 14th. What is Dorset Art Weeks? Dorset Art Weeks is an open studio event. You've got over 300 artists across the county of Dorset who throw open the doors of their studios. They invite the general public in and they share whatever it is that they currently have to share with you. For me, it's a small collection of my latest work. It's originals, it's prints, it's cards, it's gifts, it's collaborative work, all sorts of things. But I do know that not all of you are able to get down to Dorset to be able to join in this event. So what I try to do is to make it terribly interactive. And I've got lots of people that I am working with and helping me to make that happen. And that's what I want to share with you today. Now, just before I carry on, there's still some hellos I need to say. Who have I missed out? Gilly, Linda D, good morning. Linda B, good morning. Christine from Cornwall, good morning. Sarah, Jane, Carol. Looks like it's overcast in Scarborough as well. It's a bit grey, isn't it, across the UK today? Win, good morning. Viv, the lovely D, and Ali D is there as well. Good morning to all of you. So why am I doing this online particularly? Yes, of course, if you're not able to make it in person, then you interacting with what I do online is hopefully the next best thing. Now, the other reason that I do it online is to push myself out of my comfort zone. Those of you who know me well will know that I don't like to settle. I don't like you to ever think, oh, this is what she does and this is how she does it. No, we can't possibly have that, can we? I like to push myself out of my comfort zone so that it challenges me, so that I create new work, so that I create new content for everybody tuning in. And that way, I hope we keep things like Technique Tuesday very, very fresh indeed. Now, one of the first collaborative things that I am doing as part of Dorset Art Weeks, and there's plenty that I'm not going to tell you about today. I'm not going to give you all spoilers today. But one of the groups of people that I am going to be working with during Dorset Art Weeks is, of course, the fantastic and wonderful SAA. If you don't know about the SAA, keep tuned, because there's going to be lots of opportunities for you to learn more about them, for me to have the great honour and privilege of demonstrating for them. And that's kind of where I want to start, really. The SAA in the last 12 months have invited some of its members to become part of a professional partnership, and I am very honoured to be one of those artists. And what that means is that we help to steer the SAA, we help to shape it, we get the opportunity to work with you, to teach you, to try to give you information about what it's like to be a full-time professional artist, all of those kind of things. And they're wonderful. They're called Supporting All Artists, SAA, and they do just that. So for the next 3 Technique Tuesdays, which, as I'm sure you're aware, is now at a new time of 9 o'clock, for the next 3 Technique Tuesdays, let me show you the graphic so that I've prepared graphics for you. So here we go. So Technique Tuesday is going to start on the 10th of May. So we've got the 10th, the 17th and the 24th of May. Those will be at the new times of 9 a.m. UK time. My apologies for those of you across the world who may find that a little bit early or a little bit late, but it has to be at 9 o'clock. This is going to be the new time for Technique Tuesday, kind of driven by the fact that Dorset Art Weeks opens at 10 and I need to make sure that I have time to do my broadcasts. Now, for Technique Tuesday, I'm actually going to be, for the next 3, I'm going to be live on the SAA's Facebook page. So if you're not sure of where to find that, go to your search bar on Facebook, pop in the SAA. They have a black logo with white writing across it, and you'll be able to join in live. But you will be able to watch it afterwards as well on my Dorset Art Weeks blog. Now, those demonstrations that I do for Technique Tuesday, for the next 3 Technique Tuesdays, are incredibly special. Not only because the SAA are very kindly allowing me to broadcast on their Facebook change. Facebook change? That's because I just read the word change. I'm so easily able to do that. On their Facebook page, not only am I being allowed to do that, but they're special because I have a new collaboration. Now, my new collaboration, and I'm going to show you a little bit of a teaser in a minute, is with a poet. Most of you know that I do like to use poetry as a starting point for my work. I like to include it in my work, and I'm incredibly excited about this new collection of work that I aim to put together. Now, the poet that I'm working with is a fantastic chap called Doughty, and he and I are going to be working together to create very special pieces of work. Now, would you like to see a few little bits of them? I feel like it needs a drum roll. So we have 3 demonstrations planned for you over on the SAA's page, but that work that I do with Andrew is going to permeate all the way through Dorset Art Week. So you'll be able to see some behind the scenes stuff. You'll be able to see how I go about working in it, because it's a little bit different from what you're used to with me, but I'm going to give you a sneak peek. So next week, the first demonstration that we have going is going to be fox, because the fox is the motif that I am using for Dorset Art Weeks. You may have seen my Rufus Fox painting that I've used as a bit of a motif for this event, but there's all sorts of other things going to be going on. Look, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek there. Bits and pieces, some unusual things going on. And just in case you're thinking to yourself, well, yeah, that's all very well and good, Ali, but how on earth does that fit in with you working with a poet? Let me show you. Here's a little sneak peek of a piece that I have already half started, and you will see there my absolute love of including text, but I'm not going to share too much of it. and that's why you need to tune in. So that is starting next week, like I said, over on the SAA's Facebook page or afterwards on my Dorset Art Weeks blog. You'll see social media about that. You'll be able to catch up with it afterwards. And that blog is going to sit on my sister website. So you may have found me through learningtopaint.co.uk. But actually, I have a sister website because not only am I a tutor, but I'm a professional artist as well. And that is alisonseaboard.co.uk. And that's where all of the Dorset Art Weeks stuff can be found. So let's just show you that as well. So there you go, interactive Dorset Art Weeks. That's where you'll find the catch-ups for the Technique Tuesday, a daily blog. You're going to find some very interesting links to SAA tutorials and video on demand content. And there you can see that's www.alisonseaboard.co.uk. Now, you can see the dates there, 14th to the 29th of May, but actually I start it a little bit early. I'm actually going to start it next week on the 10th. So you'll get to see all sorts of behind the scenes things. Now, what have I forgotten to tell you? I've got so many notes here, it's just unreal. The other place you can find me is on social media. So social media, you're going to be able to see different content to the website. I'm going to be talking to you all day, every day during the event. So let's just show you some of that. So social media, you will be able to find me on Facebook, and you will be able to find me on Instagram as well. And there you can find me with the Ali Board Artist. If you just put Ali Board Artist into any search on your social media, you'll be able to follow me. And I have a bit of a plea to put out, not just on my behalf, but on Andrew's behalf as well. So that lovely poet that I'm working with. If you're watching this via Facebook, then you will see I've already put some links to all of those things into the comments. And I've done that so that you can go over and find the social media, because I have a bit of a plea for you. Now, I'm absolutely, completely, and understand that not everybody is in a position to be able to purchase a piece of work or to buy cards or prints. I completely get that. And so do you know what is invaluable to people like myself and to Andrew, the poet that I'm working with? That is if you find our social media and you like it, you follow it, whatever platform you're on, but also if you share it. Tell everybody you know about the work that we do. Bore people with it in the same way that I do, because do you know what? That is worth its weight in gold to me. To get to talk to new people about what we do, to pull them into this lovely family that we've created on a Tuesday or over on the Learning to Paint site, so that we can share our ideas, we can boost each other when we're having tough days, all of those kind of things. So tell as many people as you know. If you're watching this on catch up, you might be watching it on one of my websites, in which case those links are all there for you to find. Go and have a look at what Andrew does as well, because his poetry is exquisite. I can't wait to share it with you. Now, I have a couple of, one other piece of news to share with you, and you might have seen this trickle in through social media. I was so determined to get this in place in time for Dorset Art Weeks, and that is a new collaboration that I have with a company called Ecology. Now, Ecology are a company that aim to enhance tree planting across the planet and aim to reduce carbon. And the way that it works is that every time you purchase on either of my websites, either one of them, then a small percentage of my profit goes to Ecology, and I have chosen to plant trees across the globe for all sorts of reasons, and a little bit of the money that you invest in my work equally goes and gets invested in the Ecology tree planting programs as well. As you know, that is a subject very close to my heart, part of Plan B, and you'll hear more about Plan B during this event. So just to recap, let's go through all of those things for you. So your Technique Tuesdays are going to happen on the SAA's Facebook page and afterwards on the Dorset Art Weeks blog. So that's the 10th, the 17th and the 24th of May at the new time of 9 a.m. in the morning. If you want to follow the blogs and take a little bit of time to kind of catch up or read about a subject that particularly interests you, every single day is going to take a new theme, and that new theme is going to come from the inspiration that I found in my Plan B project. So we start off with fox, but there are owls, spiderwebs, sunflowers, what else have we got? Dancers, music, all sorts of things, and I'll take a new subject every single day to share with you. So that's over on that sister website, alisonseaboard.co.uk. And if you just want small snippets of things behind the scenes, me running around like a headless chicken, that kind of thing, then you need to follow me on social media. So that is Facebook or Instagram at AliBoardArtist. And like I said, if you would be so kind as to share that content, to tell all your arty friends about it, there might be somebody out there who's not heard of what we do at the SAA, or who is interested in the same sorts of subject matter that I am, interested in poetry like Andrew is. I know that the lovely Mick is in the room, who is our resident poet, of course, for many of these Technique Tuesday broadcasts, who I got to hug last week as well, which was awesome. So yes, share all that content, tell everybody that you know about it, because that is completely invaluable to us. It really is. I know it doesn't seem it. I know it seems like a very little thing for you to just hit a like or a follow or a subscribe or any of those kind of things. But in today's technology-driven world, it honestly is worth its weight in gold. I can't impress that upon you enough. So that's it for me for today. I hope that that's kind of been able to point you in the direction for the things that might interest you. I'm really looking forward to it. I've got a lot of hard work in front of me before Technique Tuesday next week on the 10th, and before we open here in the studio on the 14th. So if I disappear from view for a little bit, or I don't answer your emails as fast as I would do ordinarily, it's only because I am squirreling away in the background to make sure that everything is ready and prepared. To be honest, by the 29th of May, you'll be heartily sick of me. So take this opportunity to have a little bit of peace and quiet from Ali Board, because I am going to be bombarding you with all sorts of bits and pieces of information. Now, there's lots I haven't told you about. The collaborative work with my mum, I've not told you about yet. I haven't told you about the new surfaces that I'm painting on. I haven't shared all of the subjects with you, or some of the things that we are going to get up to. So there's plenty for us to chat about. Don't you worry about that. So until I see you, either in person in the studio or virtually via that Dorset Art Weeks programs, please do take lots of care of yourselves. Carry on painting, carry on supporting each other, and we will catch up very soon. Take care, lovely people. Bye.